Welcome to the pod. You are listening to What the Reality with me, Cashay Roberts, and this is another Toxic Tuesday episode. We have to talk about the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and the Fruity Pebbles issue. We are also going to be talking about Ray J getting arrested on Thanksgiving, and of course, the latest developments in this Kandi and Todd divorce because he is seeking full custody of those two children that he does have with Kandi. But besides that, we are also going to be talking about Real Housewives of Potomac, another great episode, and the premiere of Married to Medicine. Welcome to the pod. You are listening to What the Reality with me, Cashay Roberts. Welcome to another Toxic Tuesday episode. And we have a lot of topics to discuss. I hope everyone had an amazing Thanksgiving. It feels so weird. I've been remote for a week, which I absolutely love. And I probably will be remote tomorrow. There's a huge winter storm coming to the east side, so I'll probably be remote again. But I just feel so out of it from Thanksgiving, and now we're prepping for Christmas, and now I'm just like, all you really want to do is just be at home at this point and be chilling. You don't really want to do anything. You don't want to work. I don't even want to post on TikTok. I have videos that I've edited that I haven't even uploaded. I have ad videos I need to get up. I'm just dragging my feet, but we're going to try again this week to push through. I feel like I'm in dire need of a vacation. Anyway, how are you guys doing? It has been a very huge week for Bravo. Married to Medicine premiered, which I will be talking about. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is premiering on a Thursday, and I'm very genuinely shocked because Beverly Hills has never been a Thursday show. It's always been a Wednesday show, and Salt Lake's a Tuesday show. What's on Wednesday? I don't watch Southern Charm, so that could very well be in that slot, but I feel like even Southern Charm and Southern and Summer House are Thursday shows. I'm shocked Beverly Hills is premiering on a Thursday. To be honest, I did not have high hopes for Married to Medicine, but I watched it. It was really good. I'm going to talk about that along with Potomac today. I went into it oh my gosh, it's going to be the same every season, annoying, same stuff, which it kind of is, but I thought it was a really good premiere. So I'm going to remain optimistic about Beverly Hills, and I will definitely talk about Beverly Hills next Tuesday on Toxic Tuesday. Yeah, let's get right into the reality topics because what did not happen? So happy Thanksgiving. We're going to talk about the latest on Thanksgiving that happened. Ray J and Ray J was arrested on Thanksgiving. I was going to say him with someone else, but no, he was arrested, was all caught on Instagram Live or Twitch, whatever streaming service he was on. He threatened to essentially pull a gun out. Well, he did pull a gun out on Princess and their daughter asleep. I want to play the video. I'm going to play the video, obviously for entertainment purposes, because my stuff keeps getting flagged on YouTube. This is for entertainment purposes. I do not own the rights. I'm going to play the video, but Ray J, is beyond me how Ray J and Brandy have the same parents. And I don't know, Ray J, he's just such a clout chaser. I don't know if any of you guys watch Zeus. I don't really talk about my love-hate relationship with Zeus because it is a love-hate relationship. The only reason it's a love-hate is because I watched Jocelyn's Cabaret. I do enjoy to watch that, but Zeus as a network in general is a joke. Either way, there's this new show on there. It's supposed to be the ghetto Love Island. And it's called Zeus's Love Cabin, and Ray J is the host, and Tia Kemp is the narrator, and it is supposed to be Love Island, but it's just things that are definitely rated R that they're doing, challenges. It's a lot of inappropriate stuff, and obviously it's filmed already. I would be shocked if it get another season because I feel like it is that disgusting. I'm trying to fix my camera. I feel like it's that disgusting and inappropriate. Like, the challenges are crazy, but Ray J has been doing that. And I just like look at the projects he's doing. I don't doubt he has a lot of money, but you know, him and Princess are going through divorce right now. And honestly, he's just a mess. And now he's like sleeping with one of the contestants, not on the show, but like in real time. So we kind of know where his mindset is. And every other day he's saying Kim K was very close to Diddy, like all that stuff. But honestly, his Love Cabin show is given like the Diddy Fiddler, the Didier, because the way his behavior is, a lot of people are saying he's very freaked out. That's what people are saying. I think that's the new term that was coined during this whole Diddy of it all, because a lot of people are saying the term freaked out, and I'm like a Gen Z, you know, but I see it and I'm like, freaked out? You mean just freaky? But they're saying freaked out. They're saying Ray J is freaked out. Anyway, I want to play his arrest on Instagram Live. There are bleeps, obviously, because he's cussing. But I bookmarked a couple of videos today, so we're going to be talking about that, and then we're going to talk about Potomac and Married to Medicine, which were two really good episodes, though I am about to critique the mess out of them. They were still good episodes. Let me go to my bookmarks. I get all of these from like Twitter, and I repeat. I did not own this video. Gosh, I'm so sick of my stuff getting flagged. Okay, I'm going to play it.
Now I got my kids in here with me. Like, I'm not, like, ain't nobody taking my kids away from me on Thanksgiving, throwing it down. They in my house. They making threats to me. What's up? What you trying to do? Take my kids? I'm taking my kids. Okay, take your kids. Watch out.
So he's talking to Princess there when he's like, what are you trying to do? And then the woman you hear in the background is Princess.
And cry. Take my kids because y'all drunk. Y'all want to drive drunk? Y'all want to drive drunk? Drive drunk. Drive drunk, Princess.
Right, you just
drive drunk.
You just pointed a gun.
Drive drunk.
You just pointed a gun.
Drive drunk, Princess. Go ahead. You want to take my kids? You and your drunk cousin? Because y'all drunk as and y'all alcoholics? Take my kids then. Go ahead. Who's going to drive? Tony, he's been drinking too.
I'm not driving.
Who's been driving? Everybody? I didn't point nothing at y'all.
You pointed a gun at us.
I didn't point nothing at y'all.
You pointed a gun at us.
Yeah, whatever.
You pointed a gun at us.
Why are you waking my daughter up?
You pointed a gun at us.
So at this point, I mean, I'm going to play it. I might post the video on YouTube, but I don't know if I can. So I'm trying to explain it. So at this point, she's like yelling at him, like, you pointed a gun at us. You pointed a gun at us repeatedly. And I just want to say that she's holding their daughter at this point, who looks very well like a toddler child. So I just don't know if I would have done that. She's very provoking the situation. Obviously, she's shooken up, and we don't see him point a gun at her, but the video does clip, or like he goes out of frame. And we do know he starts the video off with showing off his gun to Instagram Live. I don't think he's on Instagram Live. I think he's on Twitch or something. He does like lift up his top to show that he is packing. So we see them go out of frame, and then the next clip we have is of her saying, why would you point, like, you pointed a gun at us? So that's where we're at.
Why did you just wake my daughter up? Why did you just wake my daughter up?
All I wanted to do was have a good Thanksgiving.
Why did you wake my daughter up?
Right?
Because you're selfish. You're drunk.
You're a woman abuser.
You're drunk.
You're delusional.
I'm a woman. That's what drunk people say. Like, you're taking my daughter?
Grow the f*** up.
All right,
seriously.
Cool. You're not taking my son.
Right.
Like, I know you're not taking my son. Hey, don't touch him. Hold on, bro. I swear to God, I'll shoot the f*** out of you. Shoot you right now.
So at this point, the cousin's husband and the cousin is coming into the frame, and you see Ray J getting more heated, and this is the guy's voice you hear speaking, and then it turns into a physical altercation.
Shoot me right now. I swear to God, shoot me right now. Take my son. No. I hate you over the fuck here, bro. Hey, you go get the family. No, get the out of here. You're doing my house. Hey. Bro, stop, dog. Okay, stop. I kill you. Stop. I kill you, bro. Stop. Okay. I know you will. But stop. I'm trying to help you out. All right, we good? That literally just pop and pull up right now. Let's chill. All right, cool. Literally. Yep, we cool. All right, let go. Cool. Let go. If I shoot you right now, I got a gun on me. Get out of here, bro. If I shoot you, I don't want to. I would never do that, bro. Let's cut it. Bro, I just shoot you. Get out of here, bro.
So now the police are showing up.
Okay, there's a balcony to my left. A room to straight ahead. Okay, so I'll hold this and then you guys just scoot up and get up, okay? Ready?
And they did arrest him on live. So yeah, I don't know. He just did not seem well. He definitely seemed like he was already lit or high on something. Yeah, he has been bailed out. I think it was like, what was his bail? Let me see. Not Ray J. When I say bail, baby oil comes up. I thought it was $50,000 bond. So he was being held for $100,000 because you only have to pay half of it, I think. Or I don't know how much. Do you have to pay half? I thought you only had to pay like 10%. So he has a court date for December 19th. And that's probably going to be for custody of the children. Or what is this for Ray J? It doesn't say, but he does have to go back to jail. I mean, according to online records, Ray's court date is set for December 19th. Yeah, they need to speed up this divorce. Crazy. Okay, what else is going on? Another hot topic that was going on last week. Fruity Pebbles. The Fruity Pebbles of it all. So, season 1? Was it season 1? It may have been season 1 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, where Demi had told some of the ladies in the group about her and Brett's Fruity Pebbles stuff. We never knew what it was about. They kept it very hush, but we just knew it was some sexual implication about Fruity Pebbles. And I don't know about you, but ever since then, I have not been able to enjoy Fruity Pebbles. I look at them differently, but I'm not a big cereal person anymore because it's just like a bunch of sugar. But it is crazy to me how Fruity Pebbles has now been added into the chat, and they are also commenting on it. So I don't know what spurred all of this. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives girls, they love to go back and forth on social media. Somebody was saying something, I think Demi was, and Jessi responded, basically outing the whole Fruity Pebbles fiasco. I'm gonna play Demi's video. Of course, this is for entertainment purposes only. I do not own this video. This is a TikTok video from Jessi's account. Let me play this video about her talking about the Fruity Pebbles.
And it is not a... I try to stay quiet about anything that happens after the show because it can be hard to just get lost in the comments and everything. And that's why I did take a social media break. But obviously, Demi's comments were sent to me today, and I was like, I'm going to come back for this.
Yeah, I don't know what the comments were. I probably could have dug into that. I don't know what stirred this up, but all I know is Fruity Pebbles is back in the group chat.
Can say all she wants about that, but fame whore. Maybe you're right, Demi. But
okay, so maybe that's what she said.
What you are is a liar. You're a bad person. You're a bully. All of these things that you're doing now by commenting and spiraling and crashing out are showing who you really are. And this is the Demi that I have had the pleasure of knowing for the past 2 years and what I have experienced. Go back and watch season 1 with a different lens. She was a bully to Whitney, but everyone at the time hated Whitney. So it was like, go Demi. No, Demi has been this person since day 1. Brett is also this person.
I'm trying to focus on this video, and I'm gonna play this because I can play TikTok videos for the YouTubers. But Jessi's foundation does not match the rest of her face. I mean, the rest of her neck, her décolleté, her hands, her chest area. Her chest area is super white. Her hands are super white, and then her foundation is like literally Barbie doll, Peruvian sun, Midnight Sun. Zara Larson. No, it's like literally, girl, she went to the school of Lisa Barlow. Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
And they call people names, they put people down, they are bullies to their core. Demi's also a fucking liar. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it. She was not sexually assaulted. There is so much proof that I have heard about.
I agree with that. I think it's wild that Demi is slinging around that word very loosely, and Marinara now has these accusations. I disagree 110%. She was not sexually assaulted unless something else happened, but him giving you a peck on the lips, like, you can feel violated, but he did not assault you, especially if you've been giving him mixed signals. I just feel like she gave into it and she don't want to say, I kissed this man. Not, well, I mean, you can give someone mixed signals and they still do something you don't like, but I'm just saying, I don't think he sexually assaulted her. I agree with that, and I also agree that Demi is a bully, but I also think she's a fame whore as well. So I think all of the ladies are at this point, because they didn't think this show would blow up like this.
Other people have heard about, and her story keeps changing, and I'm fucking done with giving her a platform to act like a victim when there are actual real victims out there. And this is setting women back so far to say something like this when you messed up. And essentially, me and you, sweetie, we did the exact same thing. And look at how I handled it. Embarrassing as hell. But I fell on the sword and I exposed my life and I owned my shit. And you did not do the same. You decided to take a different path, and look at where you're at now. And it is not a coincidence that everyone on the internet sees through you. It's not a coincidence that every single person who was involved in this scandal, who has been around, who has filmed with you, who knows you, does not believe you. There is a reason. The only person who believes you is Whitney. And at this point, I don't even know why. To be honest, that's a whole other thing. But what I'm saying is there is no excuse for the behavior you've shown, the things you're saying online. It shows that you're guilty. It shows that you're crashing out. Someone needs to take your phone away. I am done being bullied by this person. It has happened time and time and time again, and I will never let it happen again. And she needs to be stopped. And I know to everyone who watches our show, this is drama and tea, but this is my real life. And I've had to deal with this behavior from her so many times, of her treating me like shit and saying things about me when it's honestly like looking in a mirror. She's projecting because she says I'm a fame whore. Look at what you've done for storyline. You wanted to fake an affair with Dakota. Look at all the things you've done just to have a little bit of fame. I think that she's projecting because she knows that she would do anything to be in the spotlight. And I think all of the comments that she's making right now, like, I like to play with my food before I eat it, shows that she's eating this up. She loves it. She loves the attention, whether it's good or bad. And that's a true narcissist. And I will speak on my experience with her. Demi is a bad person. You will never catch me filming with her again. I'm done talking about her after this. She can say all she wants. She can make comments, but I had to get my piece out there. She's a liar. She's a lunatic, and she's a bad person.
Period, girl. Stand on it. So, that's not the video, the Fruity Pebbles video. I'm gonna look for that one too. But that was her talking about why she basically outed her in that Fruity Pebbles video. This is the Fruity Pebbles video.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm loving this Demi crash out era right now. Her saying something like this is laughable because...
So this is where this original video came from. I'm going to post this also. Demi was in the comments saying Jessi's somewhere punching air right now that Lisa's talking about me and not her. Because, okay, so now this is all jogging my memory. I remember I saw LVP. LVP was like, I see the girls are questioning, Demi. I always get them kind of literally mixed up. They literally look the same person. She was saying, I see why the girls keep questioning Demi. I've seen the tapes. We have cameras all over that villa, and they have right to question her. Demi was like, Jessi's somewhere punching the air right now that Lisa's talking about me and not her. And this was Jessi's response.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm loving this Demi crash out era right now. Her saying something like this is laughable because genuinely would never be jealous of someone saying these things that Lisa's saying about her. She got caught on camera. She knows it, and she's trying to backtrack. So since she wants to be petty and be an asshole, I think I'm just going to go ahead and say that Grandpa Brett likes to drink her piss like it's dirty soda, and he gulps it down like water, and that's what Fruity Pebbles is. Child, let me put on my
Moment of silence for Fruity Pebbles. And so that is just really disgusting. So Demi responded to that in an Instagram story. What my husband and I did one time behind closed doors was a consensual and private experience in our marriage. I won't let a private act between my husband and I be a distraction from a serious act that I did not consent to. I shared this information with Jessi in confidence nearly 2 years ago. It's very telling that she's choosing to break this storyline and bring it up now, only after her own affair has come to light. This is nothing more than a desperate attempt to shift attention away from her own behavior. And then, of course, Fruity Pebbles was like, now how did we get dragged into this? This is awkward. Those Mormon girls, they stay busy, okay? I'm assuming they're filming right now, but they stay busy. They literally stay busy. Sorry, guys, my phone was ringing. I think two things can be true. I think Jessi's eating up all this attention. I think, like I said, all of them are eating up all of their attention. I also think I don't know. I think the whole Fruity Pebbles thing is really disgusting, and I just don't even know. Why would you want to do that? That is like probably worse than a golden shower. I do not know. Speaking of the Mormon wives, that's that, y'all. I have nothing to add when it comes to Fruity Pebbles Gate besides that is foul and disgusting. And moving on, speaking of the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, it seems as though we've had two breakout stars from the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Of course, Taylor, Frankie Paul, who's going to be on The Bachelorette, which I actually am going to watch because why not? And I'm very interested to see which men will actually want Taylor Frankie Paul. Like, I like her, but she's honestly a mess. And then also, like, she has 3 kids, 2 different baby daddies, no shade, no tea. She's a mess. I am interested to see the lineup of men and if there's any normal ones. But that alone, Whitney Levitt has also been, I feel like, a breakout star. I would also argue Jen Affleck has because, you know, she just had a commercial with Ben Affleck and that Dunkin' commercial. And I would say the other ones are kind of like the background dancers, right? So Whitney Levitt, as much as they try to bring her down, she keeps rising, in the words of Stacey Rush on Potomac, and now she is making her Broadway debut as Roxy Hart in Chicago. That is a phenomenal grab. We know from the Bravo universe alone, Ariana Madix has done it several times. We know Erica Jane has done it. We know Lisa Rinna has done it. I don't know if I'm missing anyone else from the Bravo universe, but that is an insane pull. And, you know, Whitney and Jen were just on Dancing with the Stars. Neither of them won. I don't really watch Dancing with the Stars. Robert Irwin ended up winning, who I was genuinely shocked because didn't he have like a bruised rib cage or something. But yes, Whitney will be making her Broadway debut, and like I said, I see that woman going far. She is the realest one. I'm not saying I'm Team Whitney. I'm just saying, what girl do you know will willingly come back into a group that hates her just so she can get that Dancing with the Stars gig? And she did get it. So moving on from that, because Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, they honestly make my head hurt. And I will be watching this come spring because they turn out those seasons like nobody's business. Bravo could learn a thing or two. I want to move on to some recent news. I did just find today, which honestly was shocking to see. But the more I think about it, it's not that shocking. So Real Housewives of Atlanta alum, Kandi Burruss, Todd Tucker, you know, all of that. I'm reading the headline from US Weekly. So Todd Tucker is demanding primary custody of, you know, the children. And in terms of the children, he means the 2 that they've had, Blaze and Ace. So he's demanding primary custody, and he's also questioning the prenuptial agreement. We all saw this coming. There has been clips being pulled from the past of Todd questioning, you know, is it right for her to walk away with all this money? Him jokingly talking about it while she's getting glam done, about the money, the assets, and basically about, like, if I've helped you, like, I should get something. But she's saying, you know, especially the money before I even met you is mine. He's kind of negating that. He's kind of like, I don't know. Like, but we always knew this about Todd Tucker. We knew this. We knew he's an opportunist. And we know, in the words of Natalie, he knows to find himself in a better situation. Kandi at one point thought that was like the most amazing thing on earth to hear. However, when you're going through a divorce with someone, that's probably the most negative thing you want to hear. And it's probably something that is very terrible to hear, because he's going to do whatever he can to end up in a better situation. And Todd Tucker, man, he is an opportunist. Whether I like them or not together, I was always shocked they lasted this long. Todd Tucker just dealing alone with Mama Joyce. For me to deal with an in-law like that would be enough for me to walk away. I'm just like, you can't even stand up to your mom. I feel like Kandi's whole relationship with her mom has been insane. So, ooh, that might be a new what's the reality topic, this whole Kandi and Todd stuff, now that this is coming out. But yeah, so he is now questioning the prenup. And I didn't think you could question a prenup if he signed it. Remember, he signed it like 2 minutes before the wedding. Okay, let's read this article from US Weekly. Real Housewives of Atlanta alum Kandi Burruss' estranged husband Todd Tucker is demanding primary custody of their 2 children in divorce court. On Wednesday, November 26th, Tucker filed a response to the divorce petition. So this is just coming out now that Burruss filed. He said their 2 children are currently in his care and residing with him in Georgia, while Burruss for the night handles out-of-state work obligations. And that's why I said I saw this coming, because Kandi works a lot. She's gone a lot. And I'm sure Todd has been more so in the backseat with that, and more so taking care of the children full time. So I'm not shocked. So my thing is, if he does get awarded this, he's definitely going to be asking for, child support. And I just wonder if he's going to start asking for spousal support, because he just knows he can't make money without her. So the exes share Ace, who was born in 2016, and Blaze, who was born in 2019. Tucker, 52, noted Burruss' work obligations will continue to require her to be away from the children for at least the next several months. As he pleaded for primary custody, his filing noted the parties have been working cooperatively in an effort to resolve all issues, and Tucker remains committed to continuing those discussions in good faith. Tucker said that in the hopefully unlikely event that they are unable to reach a custody deal, he will be seeking primary physical custody, joint legal custody, and a final decision-making authority. What scares me about this is, like, Todd didn't even want Kayla to enjoy the benefits of being a Nepo child. And I would just hope, if he does get primary custody of them, Kandi sending money to them, that he's not trying to pocket that money. Because I just think Todd he's a grimy opportunist. Where's Nene Leakes? Who is Todd? Where is Nene Leakes? I need Nene Leakes. She hasn't been on her Nene Leakes show in a while. We all knew that wasn't gonna last, but I need her to have Kandi on. Somebody on. So he proposed Burruss having substantial time and meaningful access to the children. He wishes to make clear that he recognizes Burruss as a loving and capable parent, and remains sincerely hopeful that prior and continued discussions between the parties will bring full resolution of all matters. What else did he say? Tucker admitted that he signed... Okay, so this is about the prenup. Tucker admitted that he signed a prenuptial agreement before getting hitched on April 4th, 2014, but suggested he was pressured into signing it without his lawyers around. Bingo! That's what I was waiting on. However, I told you guys he rushed like 2 minutes before the wedding. I knew there was an angle to that. Who is his lawyer? That is a good angle. I can't lie. He literally signed it so fast and quick. Like, he didn't even... Because he was like, I gotta get married to her, Which is like, you could have waited. However, Tucker's lawyer said the agreement was, quote-unquote, presented to Tucker without Tucker having counsel, even though Burruss, then counsel, had communicated previously with Tucker's team regarding a potential prenuptial agreement. Despite that knowledge, Burruss counsel presented the final agreement to Tucker for signature immediately before the wedding ceremony, without any notice or consultation with Tucker's team, who have been significantly engaged in the negotiation process. These circumstances raise substantial questions concerning the enforceability of said document. Nevertheless, Tucker remains committed to working in good faith to resolve this matter amicably and privately to the extent possible. Tucker's counterclaim for divorce also demanded a division of all marital assets, both real and personal, tangible and intangible, between the parties. Yikes. Yikes. So you already see what kind of guy he is. Now he's saying the prenup I signed was not legit and I shouldn't have signed it. I shouldn't have signed it without my legal counsel. Why did you sign it without your legal counseling? That seems like an issue between you and the Lord. Moving on. It's a lot of defamations. There's a lot of cases going on. There's not a lot of defamations. I just want to talk about Megan Thee Stallion, my girl. There's a lot of court stuff going on today. Speaking of, just to throw that in there before, because this is the last headline. Okay, I'll wait for this headline. Sorry, guys, I'm a little flustered because, oh my gosh, I just saw the first title of the Todd thing about him wanting primary custody. I didn't realize until I was reading out into the mic that he was also challenging the prenuptial agreement. So I'm a little flustered right now because I thought I was just reading about the child custody until I realized, I'm like, oh my gosh, he did do the prenup. Yeah, I saw this on Twitter and I like saved the link and then I was like, oh my gosh, of course, custody thing, I expected that. It didn't click to me and just until as I was reading that I'm like, oh my gosh, he's about to try to get this prenuptial agreement thrown out. Like, what a dirtbag. Anyway, Megan Thee Stallion has won her defamation civil suit against blogger Milagro Grams in trial. Yikes, cries as a blogger. Megan sued the blogger in October 2024 for claiming that she was a paid surrogate for Tory Lanez and spreading lies on his behalf. Okay, so this is not a blogger. This is a liar. That is a complete lie. I thought it was like, about the Tory Lanez stuff. I've never heard this rumor about her being a surrogate. Let's read this from People magazine. On Monday, December 1st, a Florida jury ruled in favor of the rapper after she filed an October 2024 lawsuit against the blogger for alleging that she was a paid surrogate for Tory Lanez and spread lies on his behalf. The plaintiff was initially awarded $75,000 for the jury before U.S. District Court Judge Cecilia M. Altonaga reduced the amount to $59,000 per NBC News after determining Cooper should be treated as a media defendant. A source tells People Cooper may also be responsible for covering the rapper's legal fees in the case. Yeah, I did not know that was the rumor that was going around. So that makes perfect sense as to why she took this person to court. I thought it was something silly. That is a complete lie to make up. So victory for Megan. Also victory for Megan because her Thanksgiving she was able to spend with her loving man's, Klay Thompson's family. She cooked the whole feast. I'm here for it. Megan and Klay, guys, have haters. And that's how you know you're doing something right when you have haters. The men are disliking it. The men, Jay Morant, or whatever his name is, the bench warmer, he was trying to start something with Klay Thompson. There are men going on podcasts, on Joe Budden's podcast, calling Megan Thee Stallion out of her name. There are people that formerly were basketball players calling her out of their name. Like, they are really upset ever since this whole Tory Lanez thing. They're calling her a liar, a snitch, and all this stuff, saying she never got shot. They are still holding on to that. They're still pushing his music from prison that recently he was denied bail or whatever because he tried to do that again. He was denied that again. There are people that are really upset that she took on Tory Lanez, and I don't understand why, because I didn't realize Tory Lanez was a big dog. I thought he was a little one. So the men, there's like a lot of angry men that do not like Megan Thee Stallion, and they do not want to see her happy. And now they are turning on Klay Thompson, and that's how you know you have a serious problem. And a serious problem as in jealousy, envy. They do not want to see them happy together, but they are loving the right way. A lot of people are speculating they've actually been together for a year before going public, and I 100% believe that because of how comfortable they seem, and now that she is cooking a whole family meal. I do think it has been very quiet. They recently went public. I think this was in October. Was it October? It was like September, October. They recently went public. And I think they've been together also for a while as well, because you can just tell they're super comfortable with each other, which I love. But I'm happy for her. The food looked amazing. She cooked like a 12-course dinner for Thanksgiving. Like, she cooked all of it. And yes, I just you guys know Megan Thee Stallion's family history with, like, her mom passing, her dad was in jail, and then he passed, and like losing her grandma, like very close to her. She's really struggled with fame. When she got famous, she didn't really have family to kind of guide her through. She went down some troubled paths, as she talks about her music. That's why I don't really listen to rap music, but when I say like one of my favorite rappers, especially female artists, I will say Megan Thee Stallion, because she doesn't just rap about, sex and like getting money. It's very confident, like it's very like a self-confidence, like a self-boost, like empowering music that is for women. And she just talks about so much deeper. Her album Traumazine, she really talks about like a lot of her stuff. She has a literal song called Anxiety, and she really talks about what goes on in her life. And I just think a lot of rappers can't even compete with that, besides Doshi talks about that real stuff too. I love Doshi. But a lot of the music sounds the same. A lot of it is literally supposed to be for the club, and that's why I don't go to the club. But I love Megan Thee Stallion. I've always been rooting on her. A couple of quick hits: 50 Cent's Diddy's documentary got greenlit for Netflix, and that's premiering December 10th, if I'm not mistaken, which is very soon. I'm gonna watch. But he is an executive producer, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, how did he literally get approved for that? I think it's December 10th. No, it's December 2nd. It drops tomorrow. Should I play the trailer? I don't own it. I don't own the rights. I'm going to play this trailer really quick, and then we are going to move on to Real Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business. We're losing. Puffy, Puff Daddy, Diddy, Sean Combs. All of these reincarnations, all of those name changes are attached to really bad deeds. Everything in life, you're going to have people that are bad and people that are good. You have to choose your side.
So that was the trailer. It is coming on Toxic Tuesday by the time you guys listen to this. So, oh my gosh, I thought we had like a week before that came on. So it's called The Reckoning. Diddy The Reckoning. Crazy. Yeah, I'm excited to watch that. I will definitely be watching that as soon as it comes out. But let's get into this Real Housewives of Potomac, and then we're going to talk about Married to Medicine. Have you guys been watching the Potomac after show? This one was super short. It was only like 13 minutes, but whatever. So I did watch Potomac, another amazing episode. Potomac's been killing it. Salt Lake City's been killing it. Meredith does have an issue. I don't know. I might start doing Patreon or something to talk about Salt Lake. It's just that it comes on Tuesday. So I don't record until, the following Monday. So it's just hard for me to remember everything. I could write it down. Like I said, if the shows are slow, I typically will add in Salt Lake, but my primary focuses on Tuesdays, given the weekend and all of the shows that have just premiered will typically always be that Sunday, or then I'm going to be talking about Beverly Hills just a little bit if there's anything going on. But Potomac, and I talk about Sunday shows. That's what's for me. If you really want the tea of what I think about Salt Lake City and this other stuff, definitely check me out on TikTok. But for in-depth recaps, until we really hit like a certain amount of downloads and stuff, I don't think I'll do a Patreon yet, but once I start doing a Patreon, it'll be like more quick updates. Like, oh my gosh, it's my review of this, episode. But Salt Lake City, does Meredith have an issue? I think so. because she didn't realize that she watched 2 movies, but she's saying the flight wasn't 5 hours long. She says she's only finished 2 movies. I'm like, well, girl, that is basically 5 hours long. So I do think she has an issue, and I'm looking forward to seeing that uncover. If anything, this episode was kind of dry on Salt Lake City. It was still good, but it's like nothing to really talk about besides I do think Meredith has an issue. If there's something that does seriously need to be talked about, I'll talk about it next Tuesday once I watch the episode tomorrow. But okay, so Potomac, Giselle. Okay, the ladies are back on the Stacey's hate train. We're picking off from a heated confrontation, and I say heated, I mean heated, from literally Kay and literally Stacey. I don't understand why Kay gets so heated. It's honestly scary. I do think she probably has anger management issues, and I do think her beating up Deborah or trying to beat her up is probably how she is. She has anger issues. She lets these trivial situations affect her deeply. And that tells me you're not happy at home. She blows a lot of stuff out of proportion. She is telling Stacey she's jealous of her life, her man, her condo, her hairline, her lashes. I don't know. Like, it's just like, girl, not really. And Stacey read the mess out of her. She said, no, I'm not. I have a husband. I have a child. I have a ring. And then Kay was like, yeah, that looks cloudy AF. And she said, I'm sure it would look cloudy compared to nothing. Stacey is here to stay. Andy loves her, and I think that's why the women dislike Stacey. Andy Cohen has made it so known that he enjoys Stacey's presence and that she is necessary for the show. I even think maybe he said this, maybe I'm totally making this up, that she's like ushering in the new age of Potomac. I think he's sick of neck, and I think he's sick of forehead. And I think he really enjoys Stacey's spirit and how she is able to remain positive, rise, and carry on. Stacey doesn't let these women affect her. She doesn't go crying in the corner. She'll exit every once in a while if it's too much. But so literally, as Stacey is, congratulating Giselle's like, she's not to be trusted around husbands or children. And then Jossie's like, well, what is your issue with her? I didn't know you had an issue. And Giselle had no reason to have an issue with her. Her issue with her remains unknown, other than I know Andy in the audience is liking her. And the thing is with Giselle, I'm shocked Giselle isn't smarter because, Giselle is a producer. She's a mega producer. A lot of times she do be wearing that producer hat. She is she is a bone collector, but she really is like the star of Potomac as of right now. And I'm really shocked that she doesn't see how her hating on, Stacey this much is not going to push her into the hearts of the fans. I'm really shocked she's not thinking. She's not really thinking smart. She's pushing her more into the limelight. I think Giselle sees this woman taking her spot on the team. I really do. I see Stacey taking her spot. She's more charismatic. She's less vengeful. And she's prettier. Everyone's always like, Giselle's like the most gorgeous woman ever. Once I know your personality, you really aren't. And I'm sorry, Giselle is aging really bad. I don't know if it's her makeup. I don't know if it's the amount of sugar she eats, or I don't know if it's the hair, because I cannot believe her hairstylist is a Black gay man. Because I'm like, normally that's tea. That man does not know how to do her hair. I don't know what it is, but Giselle looks terrible to me. Her neck looks terrible. She has, what did Candace say, stovepipe legs. She just looks kind of out of shape to me. She looks like a wackadoodle to me. She's always looked a mess to me though. She looks like she needs to tone up, like she needs some muscle mass. Like she just looks a mess every time I see her. Her outfits don't read, the makeup never reads, the hair never reads. Now I'm reading Giselle, because Giselle in this episode showed us who she really is, which is a sorority girl. So you want to be a sorority girl, we're going to act like sorority girls towards you, and we're going to shamelessly literally embarrass you. I don't even know what else to say about Giselle. Like she's a sorority girl at heart, so it's not shocking to me that she's such an evil, mean-spirited person. She really shows her value as a person, and I've been to this about Giselle. People are shocked. They're shocked on Twitter. They're saying that they almost like Giselle and never liked Giselle. I hold my breath for Giselle, because Giselle, the shoe always drops with her. She always shows that she's a jealous, bitter person. I think she's jealous and bitter that Stacey and her are about in the same age, and Stacey looks amazing. There, we said it. Now it's said. Giselle saying that she can't be trusted around children or husbands is kind of crazy, but also this is the same woman that's lied on Candace's husband about feeling inappropriate and, like, you know, being in an uncomfortable situation with Chris, when we all know Chris would not try it in that way. Got that man so nervous he was losing bookings. Got that man so nervous he didn't even want to appear on camera with his woman. Like, you take it too far. The children husband thing, people not talking about that enough for me. That's a serious accusation. And the gag will always remain. Monique does not care. Her and Chris are no longer together. She said she is 300 pounds lighter, and fortunately Chris actually does look 300 pounds lighter. So it's a win-win situation for both of them. I don't know what else they want to talk about. Kay's veins are popping out as she's talking to Angel, and we really got to talk about Kay's aggression. Like, it's not looking good. She goes from 0 to 100. You would literally think that Stacey was sleeping with her man. Better yet, let's put her brother on there because her brother's fine. You would think Stacey's messing with someone that Kay knew personally, the way Kay is so invested. So Charisse calls Chris up to basically confirm that it was Stacey that was contacting him. And he said, I have no clue what you all are talking about. And Charisse just had to make it known, I'm filming. We're filming. Charisse, you're filming without getting paid. How about that? So you're filming with no check. At least Robin was smart enough to know if she gonna be filming, she not getting a check, she not gonna show up. Have some class, Charisse. And like, Charisse, you've also been on TV for this long. Why is your wig not together? What? But we also know Charisse is thirsty as well. Charisse was spotted hanging out with Chris over the summer at some table at a freaking restaurant in the DMV, still looking a mess. So Monique's not going to trust you either. But either way, your good friend Chris confirmed he don't know what y'all ladies are talking about. So what are we talking about? You know who I think called up Chris? I think it was Cookie. And you know who I think called up Cookie? Stacey or Ashley or Giselle. I think, no, not Stacey. Sorry, Stacey. Kay, you're so unforgettable. Gorgeous to look at. Unforgettable. I think it was either Kay that called up Cookie, because it's like, why are you calling her when you get to the car? Oh, I received a call from Cookie. So did you tell her what was said? Because you kind of just like threw yourself under the bus. Or was it Ashley? Because Ashley is working overtime. But if anything this season has proved is, Ashley, you are not needed. You are not needed on the show. I don't know what's going on with her mouth. She got something done around the chin lip area. It looks very weird. Yeah, Ashley's a weird person, and she's bringing her mom Sheila back on with the wig. And I just feel for Sheila, because every time you're bringing me on, you're knocking me down. I'm with a man that I want to take care with. Leave me alone. To her own, like, that's what she want to do. That's what she want to do. Why do you keep bringing your mom on here to embarrass her, telling her to lead this man? She's not gonna lead this man. She's been with this man for 20 plus years. Like, Ashley, I'm sorry, I don't care. You look good though. She looks really good. Angel attempts to address Wendy, and I said attempt because it was an attempt and it failed. Wendy read her rights and probably, what is it called? The syllabus when you get like your first week of school education. She read her rights and her syllabus, and she was like, you act as though we want you here. And Angel walked off. Angel and Kay have it in their head that Wendy is the one that started the catfish conversation, when Giselle now has to confirm again, it was me. So what is all this energy for Wendy? Does Wendy look different than her debut season? Yes. But I'll tell you what, good makeup, good lashes, good wigs, some really good contour, y'all. Like, really good contour. Changes a lot. Obviously, she's had, Happy and Ness done. and she's had a BBL. But I mean her face. She may have had a nose job done. She doesn't look crazy though. She still looks the same to me. But she's glowed up. When you see yourself on reality TV at that, you kind of zone in on what you want to focus on. Lord, I say I want to go on reality TV, but I'm terrified. I'm going to come out like, dang, I need this, and this done. You know what I mean? I think Wendy looks good. And the point of going on TV, unfortunately, especially when you're on Bravo, which is a whole other conversation, which is why Wendy's in this mess in the first place with the freaking government. Her court date is literally, when is her court date? I wrote it down, you guys, because it's coming up. It's, oh my gosh, guys, they're going to be in court on Tuesday when you guys are listening to this. Yikes. Let's speak good energy towards Wendy because I want this dismissed for her. I hope this is a mix-up, but it's not, because the amount of foreshadowing that happened in this episode unfortunately tells me that she may be in prison longer than Karen Huger. Pam Oliver at that. So I don't know. I just feel like, unfortunately, like, and I say this in the Bravo universe, it's like a lot of standards. The beauty standards are high. It's like keeping up with the Kardashians, when you're on Bravo, you're kind of placed in a different hemisphere of the world. You are honestly idolized, kind of idolized in some actors. Garcelle Beauvais talks about this. There's a whole BravoCon. You are worshipped. So you got to look good. I don't blame Wendy. What I'm shocked is that Giselle has been on this show for this long and still has not gotten it together. I already see Tia getting it together at BravoCon because these confessionals are not it, honey. But I already see her at BravoCon. She already stepping, because once you see yourself on TV, you like, ugh. You like, maybe I need to hit up Marlo Hampton for the late archive. That's what they should have been doing, Wendy. Wendy, you should have been hitting up Marlo Hampton at late archive, getting a nice outfit and returning it. Getting a rented outfit. I never understand the point of having all these designer clothes if you're not going to wear them again, unless you're just wearing them out and about. You on reality TV, you're not going to wear that outfit again. Go to late archive and rent some fashions. I totally respect it, because I'm like, at least you're renting it and you're putting it back, giving someone else the opportunity. What's the point of having all this designer and now you're over here trying to scheme like a fraud? Now this is money you owe when you could have just rented. I mean, unless you can really afford to own. Lisa Vanderpump did it the best. White tee jeans. Nene Leakes, white tee jeans. And I bet you the white t-shirt was Gucci, or it was a high-class t-shirt every single time, but they could afford it. I don't want to rip into Wendy because I really don't want her to go to jail. Wendy has been holding it down for Stacey. She's been Vaselining her nose, Vaselining her knuckles. Stacey's holding the girls down. Stacey got it, but Wendy's there to help her. She understands it's a clear attack because, guys, Wendy has been on the other end of an attack. It wasn't last season, it was her season with Candace. She's been the subject of Giselle icing you out. Monique has. All of these women have witnessed Giselle kind of switch on you in a dime and kind of put her eye on you like, we have to go after her. That's what Giselle does. She's a bitter old woman. That's what she does. Other than that, I just really think we have a bad case of the haters. There's a lot of ladies on here hating. They dislike Stacey and they want her to kind of cry. They want her to bow down to them. But Stacey is rising. She is continuing to be a favorite. That brings me to, Kay. Kay has now had 3 seasons, and I came across this tweet because I was like very disappointed in Kay. I liked her when she came on as Wendy's friend initially, when she was in the background and she did what she did for Wendy because Deborah was doing the most, Elmo. And then last season she did fall into the background. And then this season we see her kind of turn up, and I think she is trying to find her footing within the group. But I do think Kay needs therapy. I think Kay is upset that her and Greg have not progressed in the way she thought they would have. I think she was expecting a ring. I think she thought living with him would have been better. And you moved out for a reason, as her mom attempts to remind her. She's like, let's not act like you just moved out just because you moved out. You moved out because you weren't happy. You guys could not cohabitate together. And so now he's going to buy your condo and not a ring. And also, guys, Greg has 3 young children. So why she's over here talking about Jessi and her situation, how young are the young children? Was there an overlap in their 3 young children? Like, so I don't know. I think Kay's family is sick of her stuff with Greg. You can tell her mom's sick of it. You can tell her brother is just kind of like, girl, her brother is so hot, you guys, like so hot. But Kay's really clicking down this season because she has literally she has put her best, representative on these past 2 seasons. She has really played with the fashion. She looks amazing. The hair always looks amazing. But now we're kind of seeing the true Kay come out. And I don't even know if I would say this is a true Kay. I think this is a therapy needed Kay. I think Kay is troubled because her and Greg are not where she thought they were going to be. And then my thing is, you keep talking about a ring's coming. You think the ring's coming. He just said he wants to take you ring shopping. To me, that's no element of surprise. Now I'm like, this guy is constantly telling you, let's go ring shopping. I don't want to see you pick out my ring. I can send you pictures of what I want. You need to go hit up my mom, hit up my dear friend, Hey Angel, and go ring shopping. Why are you telling me, oh, let's go ring shopping? It seems like Greg's also selling like broken promises to her. And Kay is 34, 33. Unfortunately, she is around that time where she's like, okay, you can tell she wants a family, and she wants to be someone's wife. I just don't know why she wants to be, I just don't understand why she wants to be his wife. Because I'm like, is it really worth it? Let me see the age. And she's 38. And I don't say that like as any shade or tea, but it's like when you're 38, like the clock unfortunately is already ticking for you to have a child, because society sucks. And now she's still trying to figure out if this is the man she needs to be with. Girl, you still look hot. You still look good. 40 is the new 20. Or 40 is the new 30. 30 is the new 20. And then 20 is just 20. But girl, go get you someone that has been in the DMs. Because you cannot tell me Kay doesn't have people in the DMs. Well, maybe she don't because she didn't scare them all off. While I'm looking up her age, I want to see Stacey Rush's age. Because I know the girls are mad that she's 53 years old. Okay, let's see Giselle Bryan's age. Because I'll tell you what, Stacey does not look 53, but Giselle looks every bit of 55. There we go. That is why Giselle is upset with her life, because she looks like that and Stacey looks like that. Anyway, guys, I cannot stand Giselle. I'm just so happy people are like finally like, oh my gosh, like Giselle, you're terrible. It's like, we already knew that. That's like, I get confused when people get confused. Genuinely confused in my Shelly voice from Love Island. Like, what are we confused on? We already know this person. I have a hard time being confused with others when something happens that we already knew was going to happen. You know? I digress. I wrote down in my notes for Potomac a moment of silence for Kay's fine brother because he is fine. So I want to take that moment right now. Okay, that was the moment. But other than that, Kay's trying to like sell the fact that, her and Greg did not have all these issues. Her mom likes Greg, and then you could just tell her mom and her brother are just like, girl, you have amnesia. And that's what I say. People like Kay annoy me. You tell me when all of this stuff is bad. I form a opinion. Now you looking at me crazy because you want to walk back that opinion when the opinion you told me was legit facts. And now people like that, they try to justify their love for loving crappy people. And that's that. Other than that, there's a lot of Wendy foreshadowing in this episode because we do have a scene with her mom and her sister. And her mom is basically like, I'm enjoying the fruits of your labor. Showing off her new skin tone, showing off the mess of a wig, showing off her Gucci belt. I don't know. She's like, your father obviously sees you're doing well. He's jealous. And I just hate that Wendy could possibly be facing this. We are going to know on Toxic Tuesday. We are literally going to know. I can't talk about it because I really want it dismissed, but all evidence is pointing towards jail time. She is appearing in court on Tuesday, Toxic Tuesday, December 2nd. So a lot of things happening December 2nd, the Diddy of it all and the Wendy of it all. Pam Oliver, Eddie Hennessy, shout out. Where she's going to know in court if she can get this tossed out, essentially. And if not, she's facing all 16 charges, and 6 of them are felonies. Guys, I am actually will be Lisa Barlow shaking, physically shaking, because I do not want Wendy to go to jail. I think this is her best season of Potomac, and she looks amazing. And she will not be able to also have her wig in prison like Karen was not able to. We know Wendy got hair, though. She got hair for days, so I think she'll be fine. Does she have edges? I don't know, but she does have long hair. So, I don't know. Maybe she can, like, style it like a side bang or something and just cover the edge part. It's unfortunate. What else happened? So, Monique ends up meeting with, Ashley, Kay, Stacy, Wendy. I don't even want to talk about the sad girls getting together just to talk crap about Stacy. We already knew that was going to happen. Just like Jessi, Wendy, and Stacy got together to talk about what happened at the 10 million download party. I prefer to be at Jessi's house. I love Jessi, and I want to see her as more of a friend of next season or as a flute holder. She has a story there. She's newly engaged. She is a housewife. But keep in mind, just because her and Giselle are cool now, Giselle will turn on her once she becomes a full-time housewife. I like Jessi. I don't even want to talk about the girls, like Giselle's crappy little bitchy comment about, oh, Stacy basically gets us all together to talk crap about her. I'm just like, you're used to that, Giselle. I just read Giselle so well, you guys. Like, I just don't like her. So essentially, the ladies sit down. Stacy's not interested in having a conversation with Kay. She recognizes this repeated behavior with Kay now. She's like, girl, you have an issue with me. You are an angry person. The veins are popping. You cannot be trusted around me. I don't feel safe. And I don't blame Stacy. Kay is very much a threat. She goes 0 to 100. So Kay sits at the kiddie table, as Stacy says, but it's really not a kiddie table. She went to go sit at the adult table because she went to the bar because she didn't want to be part of the conversation. And Stacy basically tells Monique, I did not date him. Monique was like, oh, I thought you did. She said, I did not. She shows No, she doesn't even show screenshots. She lets her scroll the text messages. Chris has been repeatedly hitting up Stacy, and Stacy has not been responding. Ashley's basically saying she could delete messages based on the way he's texting her, though. Let's use our brain, Ashley. I know she doesn't have one. She doesn't have a brain, so she doesn't understand. But when someone texts you, like, within, like, hours back and forth, or, like, days back and forth, and it's kind of like, dang, you could at least said this. It's kind of giving, oh my gosh, you just totally ignored me. It's not giving, let me delete this message. You know what I mean? But Ashley doesn't have a brain, so I want to understand for her to understand at all. I can't stand Ashley. Who would I get rid of next season for Potomac? That's the episode. Because I want to talk about Married to Medicine. Who would I get rid of? Honestly, at this rate, because Karen is coming back, that is a big player. It's going to get a little crowded. So I'm just going to list the people that I would like to see return next season. Full-time status. And then I will say friend status. Full-time status, I would like to see Karen and Giselle, of course. I personally don't want to see Giselle. I think Giselle needs a break, so I don't know why I said that. But Giselle, in the words of Carlos King, is a force multiplier. Andy loves Giselle. That's why I don't even know why she's tripping over the whole Stacy thing. Because Andy's never going to get rid of Giselle. Giselle's like his Kyle Richards of Potomac. You know what I mean? I don't think he would ever get rid of her. So that's why I'm saying, realistically, but I do want to see Giselle because I like to see Giselle get clocked, especially once Karen is back. So I'm going to say Giselle and Karen obviously leading us. I would like to see Wendy back. Hopefully, God willing, she'll be back. I would like to see Tia back full time. I would like to see Jessi back. And I think I'm going to end. Oh, and then Stacy, 6. Perfect. I think I would end it there. Friends, I think we're going to have to pull a Luann, the great countess Luann was demoted in season 6 of Real Housewives of New York. It was either season 6 or 7. I think it was season 7 because she was not being honest about her relationship with Jacquees. And she was not being honest about like living in New York City or the Hamptons, wherever she was demoted infamously, but she was in every single scene. And so she came back season 8 full time. In her I cannot remember her housewife line, her tagline, but it was iconic when she came back. I think she said you can't count out the countess or something. It was like iconic because it's like, oh my gosh, she's demoted, you know. And then she was in every scene in infamous, great, or not infamous. It was a great, lovely return back to our screens. It was a beautiful. So yes, those 5. I would like to see Jossie in that. So in terms of friends of, I would like to see, you know, I would like to see friends of, we can keep, you know what? We can keep Angel as a friend of. I think Angel can be demoted. I think Angel can be demoted. I would say demote Kay. But it's difficult. Are you going to take a friend role? I don't even know. And then honestly, promote Monique again. That's difficult. I got to think about that because we want friction. I don't have to like everyone I'm watching. That's why I'm kind of question marking Tia. I think I said Tia in my lineup. That's why I'm kind of question marking Angel because though I'm kind of over her right now, I still think she has a lot to bring to the show once she gets over her insecurities. I don't dislike her. And I would like to see Wendy clock her more. But I don't dislike Angel. I just think she's very insecure and she's being Kay's lapdog. I think the best thing you can do in those situations is get rid of one of the friends. 2 friends come on, you got to get rid of one of them. So in that point, I would get rid of Kay and I want to see Angel stand alone. Does she fade in the back? Does she come to the front? In terms of Ashley, thank you for your services and my Shawnee O'Neal voice. I feel like I have like fur on my upper lip. Anyway, Married to Medicine. This is going to be a supersized episode. My Toxic Tuesday episodes are just going to be supersized because, like I said, I record once a week and I want to talk about everything I want to talk about. Period. Unless someone's paying me, I will be talking my mouth off. So, Married to Medicine, I ranked that at 8 out of 10. I thought it was a really good premiere. It was really a facelift. I'll tell you who else needs a facelift, though, in the group. Jackie, and I don't mean that physically. I'm never really come for people's physical looks besides Giselle Bryant's. Jackie just is an old bitter woman as well, and she's like 70 years old. And at a certain point, you start aging out of the cast, and Jackie looks every bit of her age, and she's trying to kick it with the young girls, and it's not working. I'm not for ageism. I'm just saying maybe she could be more of a mentor friend of. I don't see her moving forward being a part of this main essential cast. I don't think she's essential to the cast. I would put Dr. Simone over her for sure. But Dr. Jackie, she's kind of like just there for me. I don't understand why she's there. Besides, well, we'll get to why she's there. So we're opening with a quad scene. She's talking about her birthday party. You know, she got some hot girls in the pool. She got King cooking it up for them, delivering them food. That's the best type of housewife scenes I like to see, is a man delivering the food to me and my drunk friends, because that sets the tone of what it's giving. Quad is looking good. Miss Quad with her Fendi 2-piece set on. And she has a hot girl in the pool. Angel from Basketball Wives. She really did go into the background. She faded in the background on Basketball Wives LA. She was on there with Jackie Christie and them. I wonder when that's coming back on, or if that's coming back on after the mess of that season. But I don't know. Angel is now on Married to Medicine, which may be more fitting. She is a registered nurse and she is hot. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. I always thought she was a gorgeous woman. Like, OMG. So I'm very excited to see her on reality TV again, what she's doing, who she's dating, where she's at in life, because I do really like Angel. Quad and them are rehashing her birthday party and who was not there. Of course, Dr. Simone. I think Dr. Simone is also an old, bitter woman. It has nothing to do with age, honestly, guys. Like, I could call literally Emmy from Southern Hospitality an old, bitter woman. Like, it's just like you give me old, bitter woman vibes. That's the energy you give me. But I do think Dr. Simone gives me old, bitter woman vibes. She is not letting this thing go with Quad. You guys have to remember they had a huge explosive fight from the reunion, so they haven't really spoken. There's a group chat. The ladies are wishing Quad a happy birthday. Simone has wished her a happy birthday, and Quad's like, well, thank you so much. Like, you can come if you really want to. Basically letting her know 2 hours before. All the other ladies had already gotten invites. So Simone was like, no. And this is also, keep in mind, like, the ladies have exchanged blows, so they're not really rocking with each other. So Quad was shocked to hear from her regardless, like, oh my gosh, like, thanks for saying happy birthday, but like, not really. Because the last she has seen Dr. Simone and Sweet Tea were cackling about Quad's finances on YouTube TV. And basically, Dr. Simone was insinuating, like, how is she going to pay off that mortgage on her house? I don't know why Simone is always in her pockets. Like, it's like, Simone, do you need money? Like, do you need to pick up some extra shifts like Eugene? Do you? We'll get to Eugene and Toya. Anyway, I did like how King kind of clocked Quad during the confessional. I don't think he did it in a disrespectful way. He said, we're tired of it. I think he means that as an audience, as a cast, we're tired of this whole Quad versus Simone. I am Miss Quad, Miss Quad, Miss Quad. She does play the victim, though, sometimes. And Dr. Simone, she's another person that's like, you let other people's foolishness rile you up when it's like you could literally just go on about your day. Like, why does this negatively impact you so much? I don't spend this much energy on other people. So that's what Dr. Simone gives me. Quad does play a victim though, but I like Quad. So I just have to say that. But anyway, King did low-key kind of clock Quad. He was like, we're sick of it. And I think also because, like, King likes Cecil. And Cecil likes Quad. So it's difficult. But a lot of people say, and I say this about Simone, I think Simone does wish her and Cecil divorce. I don't think she's genuinely happy in that relationship. I think it's more of a friendship, companionship, which is fine. People do that. But I do think she sees Quad. She got out of this loveless marriage. Y'all all wanted her to be with this man with the teddy bear voice. I can't remember his name. You all wanted her to be with this man that was like clearly no good for her. You wanted to torture her, so you bring Sweet Tea to the group. That didn't last. And now you're upset because Quad really did get her happy ending. And, you know, she is now doing IVF. She's trying to get pregnant. She got her happy ending with this younger man. He's not that much younger, but like they go together really well. And I think that Simone is very jealous about that. I think she's very jealous. And I think she sees that Quad kind of made a way out. She didn't have to really like stick with it. And I think Simone's biggest regret is not going through with a divorce with Cecil. I really do believe that. Other than that, Quad told Simone that a good birthday gift would have been for her to pay off her mortgage. So Quad is still hanging on to that. Because, you know, that's Quad's soft spot, as Contessa says. Contessa's also now full-time. And we have Angel, who I'm assuming is full-time. And then we have this new woman that is Brandy, who is full-time. Who Jackie tries to be funny, but I don't think it's funny. She points out her thyroid because her throat is enlarged. And she said, that's all I'm looking at. It was very nasty. I'm going to let you guys in on a secret. Dr. Jackie and Giselle Bryan are from the same sorority. Mean girls at best, you know, at their core. I'm not saying that sorority is all mean girls, but I'm just saying something about these old bitter women I classify. They're very miserable in their lives, and they're very angry, and they're really about putting down other women. And it's no shocker that her and Giselle Bryan are cut from the same cloth on that show. But other than that, Toya is still abusing Eugene's money. Eugene has now had to get another job 2.5 hours away from where they live. I don't know why. I don't know why. He has a job that's 2.5 hours away from them. It's paying them a lot more better money, but unfortunately he now has to be away from home 5 hours out of the 5 days out of the week. So he basically stays down there. It's a different part of Georgia. And Toya and him have moved again. Her closet's gorgeous. It's a cherry blossom plant in the middle. It's gorgeous. But it makes no sense to me. And I'm like, why are y'all moving every single season? They're never beating the money allegations for me. I do think there's some issues with their money. And I think that's why every season we see Eugene look more stressed and stressed because he's trying to pay off Toya's lifestyle. He can't tell her no. This is like the most gorgeous woman he's ever gotten with. And I think Eugene's genuinely a nice guy. I think Toya is abusing his money and she's a manipulator. Gorgeous confessional, gorgeous new home. But I'm like, and she said they're not renting it this time, they're owning it. But I'm like, how are you owning it when you just built another house? You built that house last season. You built the house the season ago. Where is this money coming from? Because Bravo checks are good and Eugene's job is good, but y'all are no like Bill Gates. Like, I'm just really scared for them. I don't want them to end up in an insurance fraud thing like Wendy is right now because they're trying to keep up with the Joneses. But I think it's very interesting how every season Toya is moving into a bigger house that she does not need. It is you with two boys. Like, I understand having a 4-bedroom. She has a 5-bedroom home. Okay, maybe that makes sense, but like that, it was like $3 million. I don't know. I just think Toya has a habit of abusing Eugene's money, and we are literally seeing that man crack under pressure so much that now he has to literally go get a house outside of where they live, and now he has to stay away from home literally 5 days out of the week. So they're like, that is really beyond me. I really think he's stressed out. Dr. Mimi is also full-time. She's hosting her first event for the group. And I like Mimi. I like her husband. They seem to have a good repertoire, and he seems very supportive. So we're going to see more of Dr. Mimi. And her event reminded me of Kelly's event from Atlanta, like the whole like teacups and everything, like the dresses. It was really nice. And so we are now seeing that Dr. Mimi and Quad are actually really cool right now. And I can't remember who brought in Dr. Mimi. I feel like it was Toya, but it seems as though Toya is now throwing shade at Dr. Mimi because Dr. Mimi and Quad are like good. And apparently Quad is the only one that gets to see Dr. Mimi after hours, which apparently is like turn up time. Like, you know, she has a good time. So Dr. Heavenly was not in this episode. We do know Dr. Heavenly is running for office, and she is currently doing that. That is why she claims that her role was demoted this season of Married to Medicine. I do think that because Andy likes Heavenly. She's a liability, but he does like Heavenly. I don't think she would have gotten demoted, especially based on her reunion performance. I don't think she did anything terrible. If anyone that should have got demoted, I thought should have been Simone, because she should be embarrassed. She did say she was embarrassed after her behavior. That was a mess. But Toya does bring up Heavenly's son's arrest, which we are going to get more into as the season goes on. So we're also speculating, is that the reason why Dr. Heavenly did not show up? Because she don't want to deal with that. She didn't know her son was getting arrested until she found out on the internet. I mean, that's a clip that we see in the trailer. So Dr. Heavenly is dealing with a lot, but it is shocking to see an event without Dr. Heavenly. Yeah. Simone and Quad, at the end of the episode, they do try to rehash their reunion drama. And they try to move on, but we know how that goes. We're getting clips that it did not go well. But I really thought Married to Medicine was good. I did not have high hopes. And now I'm like, dang, like it just seemed like such a refresh. And I do think we can do without Dr. Jackie. The other issue, Dr. Jackie is actually finally having a storyline, but even though it's so old, it's about the whole Curtis Toya thing, because Toya, I do remember watching this on Watch Women's Live, and I was shocked when Toya did say this, but there was a picture of Curtis with his hand around Heavenly's waist, and Andy had brought it up, and then Toya was like, well, this isn't Curtis's first time of putting his hands on women on the cast. And then she was referring to when Curtis like pulled Toya to sit on his lap. I remember that was during a trip. That was very weird. He did pull Toya to sit on his lap. I don't know if he was drunk or what, but that did happen. And Jackie is now saying that she chose to sit on his lap, but that's not what's happening. It's literally on camera. And this is like so old too. This is like 3-4 seasons ago, but that did happen. And Toya also looks really good in all her confessionals. Like, gosh, I really hope she's not doing no fraud stuff. But that did happen. So right now there's some weirdness, tension going on between Dr. Jackie and Toya, because Dr. Jackie did not like that she said that on Watch Happens Live. And she labels it not cool. She keeps saying it repeatedly. But I thought Married to Medicine was a really good episode. I thought Potomac was a good episode, besides my disgust for Giselle Bryant. And yes, that was the episode. I will catch you guys next Toxic Tuesday. I don't know when I'll be doing a What's the Reality on What the Reality. Probably soon. I don't know any topics, but make sure you guys check out my email. You can always email me if you want me to deep dive into some topics while I get ready for that, because I might have one. Not this week, but next week. We will see and play it by ear. But until the next time, I will see you.